Super League champions and the team currently sitting top of the table. Leeds Rhinos entertain Wigan, and if Leeds have ambition of finishing in the top four this year, a win is vital. Let's check the team news, and Leeds, with the exception of the unfortunate Callum Watkins, have a relatively clean bill of health. Carl Ablett, who signed a 5-year deal this week, takes his place in the centre. Danny Maguire continues to partner Kevin Sinfield in the halves. Maguire, of course, got 5 tries in the magic defeat of Bradford. Up front, Chris Clarkson benefits from Ablett's move into the three quarters. He plays at loose forward. Sean Luntz again preferred to start at hooker ahead of Rob Burrow, who retains his place on the bench, and that's unchanged from last weekend in Manchester. Now then, Wigan, and suspensions and injuries have disrupted them. No problems in the back division though. That's exactly the same as last week against the Saints, but Pat Richards would have been there had he been fit. He's still about 4 weeks away from a return. The problems all come up front. They're already without Paul Prescott and Ben Flower. Harrison Hansen broke his jaw last week. Lee Mossop, Gareth Hock, Chris Hewson all suspended. So Jeff Lima starts in the front row and youngster Jack Hughes is in the second row. It's on the bench where the Wigan depth is tested to the limit. The experienced Luaki is joined by Logan Tompkins, Dom Crosby and the untried Rodri Lloyd, capped by Wales, but he will make his Super League debut if he gets on. So there they are, the champions. One of the teams of the summer here against the team of the winter. The Rhinos, 5 titles from 6 grand finals in the past 8 years. Sean Wayne knows the challenge that his men are facing here today. But Wigan, of course, 7 titles in a row between 1989 and 1996, and 8 of 10 from 1987 to 1996. Put all that into perspective, Leeds had won just 3 titles in their history prior to winning the 2004 Grand Final at Old Trafford against the Bradford Bulls in 2004. But Sean Wayne has been conducting the orchestra there by the looks of things. He's got them going. He knows this is a big challenge. He wants to win every game. If Wigan were playing Tiddlywinks, Sean Wayne would want to win. But Steve-O, this is anything but a game of Tiddlywinks.
Yeah, you're right there, Eddie, and you could see quite clearly that Sean Wayne was upbeat for it, and as soon as he finished making the speech, you could feel the players say, come on, we're ready for this one. Against all the odds, and as I said earlier, Leeds coach Brian McDermott would be foolish to say that this Wigan side is depleted to the point where they should win. Maybe the pressure, maybe a lot of the fans here at Headingley will be thinking, well, this is our moment. This is the time for the Rhinos to really show what they can do about it. But it's going to be difficult because, as we've seen over the past 3 months, the Wigan defence has been nothing short of superb.
Well, in their traditional cherry and white hoops, Sean O'Loughlin leads the Wigan Warriors onto this, I must say, magnificent looking Headingley pitch. When we were last here, it looked like Blackpool Beach, but the grass has grown and it's in immaculate condition. And Wigan know the test that they are facing here today from this team of champions. They're equal with St Helens in winning 5 Super League titles since the Super League began in 1996. 7th in the table, 37-22 winners against Bradford in Manchester. They were trailing 18-6 with 25 minutes gone. They have been a touch erratic all year, have the champions. But there's a man in banging form. 5 tries, like Joel Monaghan last week for Warrington. Michael Maguire. Danny Maguire. Maybe Michael Maguire would like his namesake at South Sydney next year, but I don't think he's going anywhere. James Child is the referee. Wigan will get this game underway. Thomas Luluai is on his way, of course, to the NRL in 2013, and a big night for Chris Clarkson. The Super League's top try scorer, Josh Charnley. So the stars are out tonight. Rio's in the stands, and the boys of the Super League are ready to entertain him and us. Sam Tompkins gets this game in motion. Big test this of the Leeds Rhinos, and immediately a mistake, a knock-on from the kick-off.
Yeah, Ablett, it was a funny ball. It was bouncing all over the place. He gets up, and there is a little knock-on, not much in it. He's a little bit perplexed as the big fella, of course, Carl Ablett, no stranger to playing out of the forwards into the three-quarter line, but it was quite clear. He thought it had gone back.
And looking at that, I think we all do.
Yeah.
Except James Child and the touch judge.
Well, he got the message, didn't he, on that flag wave and on that far side. Golden opportunity now for the Warriors.
What a chance for a quick start. Oh, that's not the best from Finch. It finds its way eventually to Charnley. Finch is saying it was touched in flight by a Leeds Rhino's arm.
He's ignored it as the official, and I think he's got that right as well. But what an error by the Rhinos.
This is Liam Farrell. He's making his first start in this Wigan team since the 15th of April. It's a penalty to Wigan for messing around at the play of the ball as Farrell wanted to get on with it quickly. Well, Peacock wouldn't let him. Well,
he's got all the experience in the world, hasn't he? Jamie Peacock, and that's more pressure. That's good defence, though. Good work there by Chris Clarkson. He was the first man to get to him.
Here's McAlorum. He finds Thomas Lulawai. Lima drives it in. 9 metres, 10 metres short of the line. Here's McAlorum. McAlorum has got Peacock on his shoulder.
That's good work from the hooker as well. It's always good early in the game for the hooker to say, well, I'll be running from dummy half.
Now it's Lulawai. Lulawai attacking the line. Finch, they go, oh, they tried to go wide. It was knocked down by Ryan Hall. Josh Charnley thought he was in then. 6 to go for the Wigan Warriors. Goulding at dummy half. Here's O'Loughlin. And this will be driven in now by Gil Dodson.
Well, Ryan Hall thought he was away. For a second there, it looked as though he'd grabbed that ball.
And here's the pressure going to tell early, because that's a drive in by Jack Hughes. But he's held up by 2 defenders. Peacock getting through a ton of work. Lima will score the first try for Wigan. Peacock stretched to the limit in defence, and Jeff Lima. This fellow is on his way to South Sydney and joining Michael Maguire in 2013. One of the first 5 names named in the exile squad this week, announced by Daniel Anderson. It's his first Super League start since Good Friday against St Helens. And there is a try that sets Wigan in motion, his 3rd of the season.
You can't afford to come up with errors like this from the kickoff. Ablett, he thought it had gone backwards. I agree with him. Trouble is, it's James Child. Then came the penalty. Farrell, Peacock all over him. Gave them a next. Give the 6 to go, and then they get through. And it looked as though Ryan Hall, I thought he had it. He would have raced all the way. The fullback was out of position, and then the short pass from the hooker, and the big fella Lima has made the Rhinos pay for that error right from the kickoff. Neat little pass from the hooker, and Lima finishes it off.
But did Lima drop that ball? The crowd have seen what you've seen, and they are furious. Here is Charnley. He adds the extras. It's a 6-point lead. But listen to what the South Stand think about this.
Well, it certainly was a bobble, wasn't there?
To be fair, there was no doubt on first viewing. It's only on this one here.
Oh, he's
lost that.
Yeah, he's knocked on. That should be no try. James Child did not go upstairs to the video referee, which is Ian Smith tonight. He's not impressed Brian McDermott, but he's been here, there and everywhere before. He knows that they've got to get possession now. Leeds trying to square it.
Well, to be fair to the referee, there was no sign of that till we saw that late replay on the try.
But you kind of make your own look in Super League, don't you? 2 errors with the ball in the first set of 6, a penalty conceded for interference at the play of the ball, and a poor stroke of luck whether the referee should have gone to the screen or not.
Had he offered it upstairs, and there was no reason on God's earth why he should have offered that up, but had he offered it up, it might actually have gone against Leeds anyway, because the ball might have been getting knocked out of his hand. 2-on-1 in the tackle.
Brian McDermott, very tough, very honest coach. I'm sure he'll be looking at the errors and the penalties more than the referee's decisions.
Tompkins comes up with an error here, under pressure there, immense pressure from Ablett.
It was a great tackle. I don't think that ball was meant for him, actually. I think it was going out a little bit wider, and Tompkins came in a bit early.
It's
good defence from Leeds, isn't it, to force the mistake, and they need possession inside Wigan's half. I've said that you've got to match the Warriors in the opening 20. They've got a chance to do that right now.
Yes, they have, because that's Jamie Peacock getting to his feet. He plays the ball to Sean Lunt. This is Danny Maguire. Now it's with Brent Webb. Brent Webb short to Zach Hardacre. Good defence, though, on show from the Wigan Warriors. Goulding wasn't going to let him get past him. Here now is Webb. Showed it to Luluai. Gave it to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Was that high by Dodson? Referee had a good look at it, said no.
Certainly looked it, though.
Maguire finds Sinfield. Sinfield goes wide. They've got two men wide. Straight to the touch judge almost, Brett Delaney.
Blown it, and he knows it as well. You've got to give full credit, though, to this Wigan defence. Not one of their players came out. Was it knocked out? That's what they've got to decide. Either way, forget about it. It's been given. I saying, yeah, I think he's knocked on. Lima very, very fortunate.
Yeah, and the third time of looking at that, it looked like a loose carry, doesn't it? But there is no reason why James Charles should have asked for that to be given the green light by a video referee.
You're right.
No doubt in anyone's mind.
Yeah, he was in a good position. He thought he was A-OK. You got to understand that we have the advantage of the slow motion, of course. The referee does not.
Well, Jeff Lehman knew, but I don't think he was going to give himself up, was he?
And Jamie Peacock having a wry smile as well. These things happen. It might just even itself out during the course of the game.
I think Leeds would be more concerned that when Brett Delaney, who came over here as a centre, had an opportunity with an overlap on that side of the field, he couldn't find the pass to his man outside him. More chances like that have to be turned into points for Leeds.
Wigan unbeaten since March. Here is Tompkins, and here is Farrell, and this is going to be a 10-point lead for the Wigan Warriors. They start at such blistering pace. No doubts about that one. No doubts whatsoever about that either.
Well, we anticipated it, Eddie. We realised that Wigan and their coach Sean Wayne, inexperience on the bench, get off to a flying start, leave a big hole for the Rhinos to dig themselves out of, and they could not have got off to a better start. Okay, they were looking for the first try to Lima, but this is superb. And look out, Farrell, the try scorer. This is good support play. Farrell was the man that came back on the inside to create the dummy run, that created the hesitation. And you can see there, Maguire didn't have the speed. Maybe 3 years ago he would have.
Let's just have a look at this here.
Oh, he's got it down. That's fine. He certainly goes down a lot earlier. It's still clutching, and that's fine.
Oh, the hand's on it too.
Yeah, he's got control on that one. The crowd here don't like it. They've seen it on the video just like you have at home. But it's a TRY. Can he take the extras?
Well, he can in off the post, Josh Charnley. What a start from Wigan. They lead 12-0.
Well, it's all going Wigan's way, but they're really forcing the issue. In defence, I didn't think the Leeds Rhinos were as fast off the line as the Wigan Warriors when they had their set in defence. And just look at this, Zach Hardacre. If there's one player in the world of rugby league you don't want to turn your back on, it's Sam Tompkins.
Sinfield's restart, Luluai's underneath it, Lima driving it on. He took Jamie Jones-Buchanan up off his feet and landed him flat on his back. Farrell.
It's a great start, Eddie, for the Warriors, and they realised it. And you could see it, you could sense it when we got that shot in the dressing room before the kickoff. Their coach, Sean Wayne, he was banging his heart, saying, we need to get together. And boy, they're doing that, like they have done all this year.
The Rhinos, oh, here goes McIlaurin up the middle now, and in the end, Leeds claw him down.
A lot of people think we're going to have a better side this year than last, and I think Michael McIlaurin's improvement is one of the reasons. Now not only are they dangerous with Finch and Luluai and Tompkins, but the man who touches the ball the most for them, the number 9 McIlaurin, has added an extra threat.
That's difficult for Brent Webb. He was under pressure from Tompkins, and Tompkins, I think, tackled Webb in the air, or at least made contact. He did.
Yep, should be a penalty.
And it is.
Little bit of argy-bargy. It's only handbags. It's all quietened down. Well done by James Child. He was quick onto the scene. No doubt about it. Tompkins put him under a lot of pressure. Brent Webb. He's been up and down in regard to defusing the bomb this season. He can be at his brilliant best 1 minute, and then a couple of minutes later, he's in trouble.
First penalty's tackle in the air, we don't need the afters, OK? Announcement team. Brent? Yeah, man. Come in. Yeah. You've got the penalty, just leave it at that. Don't take it any further. Don't take it any further. Yeah. Time back on.
Well, the referee has told both players they could do without all the argy-bargy going on afterwards.
Well, I think most of the players realise now, Eddie, at what transpired last Sunday, that the referees are going to be pretty cruel on any foul play. Get on with the game, play the game of rugby league at its best, and boy, we've had a great 10 minutes.
Clarkson loses the ball on the 40-metre line. He's claiming it was stripped from him. I don't think it was. Here is Farrell now for the Warriors. Leeds desperate for a win here against them. They failed to win any of the last 5 against Wigan, and Leeds face a trip to Warrington next week. Penalty here for Wigan now. Leeds aren't really helping themselves.
Well, they're hanging on by the skin of the teeth at the minute. I questioned, or I wondered at the start of the game whether the Wigan process could be as efficient without all those star players being on the field. Well, they've answered it in the first 10 minutes. They're fast off the line, they're aggressive into the tackle. That's why the ball spilled out from Chris Clarkson. And Wigan once more in good ball, very good attacking position, and Tompkins just lurking out the back of the play.
And here he is, Tompkins fed by Luluwai, puts Golding through the gap, and Charnley in the corner. This one's going upstairs to Ian Smith.
And once again, brilliant hands by the Wigan outfit.
And I think the face on Charnley as he gets up tells its own story.
He's lost it. And Ian Smith, he's got enough experience, don't worry about that. This is no try, and it could save what could have been Leeds' downfall. I don't think they could have gone back at 18 points.
Could they be looking at this, how the ball's not free, or is that just a tackle?
Well, the knees that made the contact.
Is that like the boot making the contact?
Well, it's his knee, it's not his boot, so it doesn't come into play, does it? I think you've got to say that Brent Webb has every right to put his body on the line there. I don't think he's done that deliberate. But I'm not the video referee, Ian Smith is.
Ian Smith's had a good long look at that, and he just wants to check how that ball came free. If it did come off the knees, maybe. It is a penalty to Wigan. It was off the knee by Brent Webb, and the referee just signalling to the players and to the crowd. Brent Webb's use of the knee is the reason why the penalty is given. I think that's a little harsh, personally.
So do I, and I think that the look on the face of Sean Wayne, the Wigan coach, just said to himself, well, I think we're very, very fortunate there.
Wait, Jamie, wait! Time off. Okay.
So Daryl Goulding will restart here for Wigan. It's been all one-way traffic, and Lima drives it in. Lunt and Luluwai deal with the threat on this occasion. Here is Finch looking for the runners behind him. It's Jack Hughes.
Leeds have to make sure that Wigan don't score here to keep in the game. Psychologically, they've got to keep them out.
That's Luluwai under the challenge from Jamie Jones-Buchanan. McIlorum, Tompkins slips, grounded by Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Well, that was silly of Tompkins. He'd lashed out, and the touch judge had seen it. This will be a penalty to Leeds.
He's given Wigan the penalty.
Whilst on the floor, struck out with his foot and back contact.
Maybe it is a penalty to the Leeds Rhinos on second viewing.
Silly play. Such a talented player to just give that away. And you know, Sean Wayne, the coach, will realise that that penalty could just be the turning point in this first half.
I'm sure that originally James Childs signalled the Wigan penalty, but then he took the report from Robert Hicks on the sideline, the touch judge, and he reversed the decision. Well, that is just what Leeds wanted, to be fair. something to relieve the pressure, because it has. It's been all one-way traffic.
Certainly has, and I suppose the scales of justice has levelled out there, because I thought it was a pretty harsh decision to give Wigan the penalty anyway. I really didn't think that Brent Webb went in maliciously to knock the ball out of the hands of Josh Charnley in the first place. Now then, Leeds, first real chance. The through away.
With Webby finds Ablett, but the Wigan defence stands absolutely firm. Sinfield and Delaney.
And again, quick defence by Wigan. They've been doing this all season. They've forced the opposition right down the middle. One-out football.
This is Sinfield. Good ball to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Good tackle that was by Thomas Luluwai. There's Lunt coming down the short side with Maguire. Maguire thundered by O'Loughlin. Ball comes free.
Well, it looked like a knock-on, but he'll take the decision from the touch judge, I feel.
It'll be a penalty, I think, for high tackle.
It's a penalty for high tackle.
Oh, well, I thought it was across the chest. Well, he's looking bemused, and I'm not surprised. I thought that was on the chest.
Well, it's a penalty to Leeds, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan. This is a great opportunity for the champions to get back into this match. Lunt finds Peacock. He'll drive it in towards the sticks. Lima first to him with O'Loughlin.
Sinfield screaming for the football.
But it goes to Lunt from dummy half.
He's short.
Just held up short. Good work by Lima and Tompkins there. Clarkson on the bounce finds Maguire. Maguire wide to Ryan Hall. Oh, I don't know.
It's a try. He's got it down. I'm confident. He's not. He's done the right thing. He'll go to video referee. Boy, Ian Smith is earning his money tonight. I think he gets this down. It's a wonderful effort. No doubt at all. The Leeds fans have seen it and they have gone crazy. They needed it. And your mind goes back to that silly outburst by Sam Tompkins with the boot, where Wigan were applying the pressure. This should be confirmation, and it is.
Just what they wanted, Leeds. Just what they wanted. And Ryan Hall with the try. His only Headingley try previously against Wigan came as a pair in their last weekly round win against the Warriors, March 2009.
This is the incident. See how he just lashes out with a boot. Stupidity from the youngster. And then I didn't think that was high, but it was deemed it 50-50 maybe. Doesn't matter. Wasn't the best pass either, was it? But what a finish by this guy. Upper body strength. All the hours that they put into the gymnasium to make them strong has paid off. And why not? Ryan Hall is a talent.
We've just seen the 130th try of Ryan Hall's career, and the 7th he's ever scored against Wigan. And Sinfield just curled it the wrong side of the posts. But importantly for Leeds, they're on the ball.
Significant for both sides of the Leeds defensive line cracked in the first set of the game when Wigan were mounting pressure. Mistake after penalty after mistake, and then the Wigan line cracks in the first set after penalty after penalty.
Well, it's a relieved Leeds outfit, and coach Brian McDermott will be pleased by that. What a finish. But Phil, you've got to go back to that. Wigan was applying it. I reckon if Wigan had scored on that, made it 18-0, I don't think even the great talent from Leeds could have got out of that.
Massive turnaround, and whenever Leeds have been in trouble in the last decade, and I've watched them play, they've shifted the ball to the left-hand side of the field. For a number of years it was Keith Senior who get them out of trouble. Now it's Ryan Hall who's the local left hero, and a good strong finish for him, wasn't it, to get the ball in at the corner. Now then, who will win this battle in the next minute or so? Physically, Leeds can they get up to the halfway line? They've shifted the ball, and Wigan's defence here will be as aggressive as ever.
Sean Lunt gets it away to Maguire, who then finds Clarkson. That's the 4th tackle this set of 6 from the kick-off. And Leeds still 10 metres inside their own half. Peacock drives it in fiercely, gets the Rhinos almost to the halfway mark on the last. Lunt again, and Webb, left-footed, into the open space. Tompkins has to come across and pick it up. He does so on his own goal line. Great chase though from Leeds, led by Clarkson and Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Great defence. It's amazing what a try can do to your side. And Ryan Hall squeezing in at the corner. And look at that venom now from the Leeds defence. A little bit lax in the opening 10, but not anymore.
The momentum now swings. It's Wigan's chance now to get off the try line. The referee penalises the Leeds Rhinos. Gone early, offside. Massive relief for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, you can see there, Jamie Peacock, he's screaming at his players and saying, come on, concentrate. And it is the lack of concentration that has allowed Wigan to get off the hook.
Well, gone just a little bit early. The play, the ball wasn't that clean. Hesitation, I think, from Wigan playing at the ball on the restart. And James Charles very, very clear with his decision. Offside, and the pressure just eases off the Wigan Warriors.
It's Wigan in possession as Dudson plays the ball to McIlaurin. Leeds born, by the way, Michael McIlaurin. This is his 59th consecutive appearance for Wigan. There he is, picking up the ball from the play the ball there. Luluwai finds Goulding. Goulding gets round.
Back to 6.
He got round the defender, but he couldn't get the ball wide. I think it was Maguire that he slipped away from, and then Hall knocks it down deliberately. Had he not done that, Charnley was in.
Yeah, it took a huge gamble, and sometimes you have to when it's 2-on-1. And Charnley knew it. The combination with Josh Charnley and Daryl Goulding this year has been outstanding, and he has taken one heck of a gamble, and it's paid off.
Well, the threat of Sam Tonkins on the inside of that play dragged in about 3 Leeds defenders and opened up that channel just on the outside for Wigan on the right edge.
Goulding eventually picks himself up. Was there a flick of the foot then by Maguire? No.
He was just trying to get the foot away. There was certainly no intent there.
Luluwai will play it again to McIlaurin. He'll find Farrell. Southstand screen for a forward pass.
Tell you what, it wasn't far off it either.
Here's Luluwai. Now it's Finch trying to go up the middle and try to fool Jamie Peacock.
Wasn't going to take it, was it, though? It's good work by Sean Lunt as well as Peacock. High shot. Tablet not happy. Neither will his coach, Brian McDermott. Finished up on the jaw. That's sufficient.
So more Wigan pressure led by Lima.
Interesting to see. We haven't seen much of Brett Finch controlling.
Here's McIlaurin again, gives it to Dudson. And the Welsh international prop forward who did a great job against Huddersfield and against St Helens in the Magic. Finch, short ball. Oh, Hughes! Oh, now then, has he got that down? The referee will pot this upstairs to Ian Smith.
Well, he's happy that he's got through the gap, that's for sure. Sean Wayne, but I don't think he's convinced. He reaches out. He reaches out and he is short. Well, he's rolling.
Is that his momentum? You'd have to imagine that slowed down. That has to be the momentum of his body. He's not rolling the ball forward, is he?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. He's got contact with it there. No, I think he'll give a knock on. I don't think it touches the whitewash.
This will tell us.
It's a great effort.
Oh, it has.
Oh, isn't it amazing? The other side, it looks short. On that side, it's on the whitewash. And boy, look how thick that line is as well.
It's about 15 centimetres. It must be the widest line in Super League.
Well, it might be, but that really is irrelevant. It's whether it touches this near side of the line. It doesn't matter how thick it is. It can be as wide as the M1.
Too true. It's this side. You're right.
And I think that's touched it.
Yep.
Well, that's our opinion, but Ian Smith is the man that matters.
Okay. He's trying to see whether he's knocked on first. I think he's got downward pressure with the forearm, and according to the rules and the laws of the game, this should be given. See how it looks short at this side, and yet you look from the other angle and it's quite clearly on the whitewash.
You know, from the coaching perspective, I know we're looking at whether that ball has hit the white line or not, but Jack Hughes is again through the Leeds Rhinos line on try line defence.
Well, here we go. He's not giving it, Ian Smith. And I don't think Sean Wayne, for one, agrees with that. I don't see how you couldn't give that from that other angle, because it looked as though the ball was on that line.
I'm with you, Ed.
This is a bad angle. It's the other side.
Yeah, that side, it looked, on this side it looks short. On the other side, quite clearly, the apex of the ball is obviously deemed that he has not had full control with the downward pressure.
Well, if luck evens itself up over the course of a season, I think we've seen it over the course of a game here. Wigan's first try perhaps shouldn't have been awarded. 6 points there. Maybe in our opinion that should have been 6.
Yes, it evens itself up over the course of the season. This is evening itself up over the course of 20 minutes.
And boy, Leeds are happy because they have been put on the rack. And the difficult question now is, can they get to the halfway line? The kicking game from Leeds is non-existent because they haven't had much possession.
So Haraki is out there for Leeds, and so is Rob Burrow.
That was a high shot as well. Could have been picked up by the official.
Burrow to Peacock. Sinfield gets it away. Delaney hounded down by Hughes and Finch. Burrow trying to make an immediate impact on this match.
And that's what they needed. That's the reason why Brian McDermott has thrown him out there. He needs something to spark them. This is on the last. That's good pressure.
High. Oh, Tompkins has lost it. Burrow has snapped it up. Gets the ball back to Peacock. Still on the last this. Delaney all wrapped up by Jack Hughes. Good defence in the end from Wigan. Scrambling defence.
Well, that's a shame because Delaney was looking for someone on the outside and there was nobody there.
No, you have to praise the Wigan defence in that process. Just before that ball went in the air, Wigan were done for all money to play the ball. Probably not square at marker, line not reset. They didn't give a penalty away. They trusted the defence line. A little bit fortunate with the way the ball bounced back over Sam Tompkins, but yet again Wigan come away with the ball from the deep in their own quarter.
First change off the bench by Wigan. Epelhami Luaki out there, the experienced hand.
Beautiful inside pass there by Brent Finch, but well spotted by Carl Ablett. As I said, we haven't seen much from Finch, but he's now getting himself organised.
Play on, says the referee.
He was trying to play the ball quickly and the tackle had not been completed.
Hughes plays it now to McIlaurum. Here is Finch. Looping pass finds Luluai. Luluai then to Goulding. Goulding trying to kick down the line, but off the backside of Rob Burrow.
Great work by Daryl Goulding. Had to be as well. There was no one at home. No fullback was in there, and it looked as though that Rob Burrow was going to get streaking away.
You know, some individual brilliance by the Rhinos last week helped them to get that win over Bradford. And when Danny Maguire's on the field, perhaps they have that at the utmost. It's about how much game time he gets. We saw Sean Lunt start the game. He's come on after 20. Will he get 40 or 60 minutes to threaten Wigan's defence as it tires?
Well, it is Burrow, 40 metres away from his own line. Delaney, that's a short ball and a risky pass and forward anyway.
Well, I think you'll find that Ablett...
He wasn't expecting this.
No, he was hoping to be the dummy runner. I think they realised, but I'm afraid Delaney didn't.
Jamie, just a little bit quicker on move.
Definitely forward. Easy mate for Carmon. Well, the errors that the Rhinos have produced so far in the 22.5 minutes will not be pleasing their coach, Brian McDermott. It's a nervous start.
Jeff, watch your timing. Heads in. Lock in. Stay.
So head and feet of the scrum to Wigan. O'Loughlin finds Josh Charnley. Charnley content to take on two of the big boys, JJB and Haraki. McIlaurum gives it to Finch. Oh, it's opened up for Finch. Important tackle that by Delaney. Tompkins. O'Loughlin. Here's Luluai. Thomas Luluai on one side and Kylie Luluai on the other. They are cousins.
Wait.
Liam Farrell. Luaki. That's the fourth tackle.
Go. Ryan, not
McIlaurum finds Finch. Back he comes to O'Loughlin. And Wigan testing and teasing this Leeds defence. Leeds just hanging off a bit. That's played up by Webb. That will go over the dead ball line. That's a goal line dropout.
A nice option as well, just a little dink through rather than opt for the high kick. Certainly came off the full back, and that's more pressure.
And yeah, worrying for Leeds here. We're going to have the best team at converting these dropouts into 6 points. We've got 6 players here now to try and score a try. And throughout this season, we're going to be pretty clinical. Half the dropouts they received, they result in a try.
It was almost an embarrassment of riches then from the Wigan Warriors, with Finch and Tompkins and Luluai all in those pivotal positions then, ready to deal with that last play.
Finch gets it away to Carmont. Scored a belter of a try at the Magic.
Good defence.
Wellens and Shenton for dead down the wing.
Sorry, Eddie, but just saying that Leeds defence is solid.
Move all the way.
All over the shop at earlier in this season, but they're getting that sorted out.
Finch flicks
nice
it out.
flick.
Luluai, though, is grounded on tackle number 4.
Wait.
McIlorum.
Another drive on the kick.
Finch. O'Loughlin. Spins a 360. That's the last.
Blind side.
And here is Finch dabbing it to the in-goal area. Oh, and he's taking no chances. Webb, it's another goal line dropout. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
They just have this habit, don't they, to just tease you all the time. Finch gets it through, apply the pressure to them.
Time off, Brett. Don't put it over, mate.
You know, in many ways, no good possession, poor field position, yet it's still only 12-4, and Leeds know they'll be looking to get to the half-time break and sort a few things out.
You could see the look on the face then of Brent Webb. Did he really need to knock that ball dead? Well, in his own mind, he was absolutely certain the threat that Wigan have on kick chase, with men who can do something a little bit special, he took no chances at all.
Hello, Skimmer from Sinfield finds Charnley from the goal line dropout. Charnley 20 tries, top of the charts, 13 in his last 8 appearances. He's got Leslie Vinacolo's season record of 36 in 2004 firmly in his sights this year as Josh Charnley. Here's McIlorum, went behind Luluai, but found Tompkins, who in turn finds Carmont. The referee's just wiped the tackle count down. That's the 0 tackle. The referee said there was a Leeds hand in there. Here's Gelling now.
Oh, it's great work. To run that far from dummy half just indicates perhaps Leeds may be tiring somewhat.
And here's another penalty.
He could go. This is a professional foul.
I don't think his teammates will thank him here. In 25 minutes, Eddie, we're going to have had twice as much of the ball as the Leeds side, and eventually that starts to have an effect.
Well, listen, you've already had about 2 sets back-to-back. You don't need an extra with the penalty.
See the possession at the bottom of the field, 66% in favour of Wigan. And this is one of the reasons why they're at the top of the competition. They start the game with the ball.
Finch now. Luluai.
It's real desperation now for Leeds. They've got to keep calm. They not come out of the line.
Finch. Finch! Oh, he's rolling and almost getting himself across that try line. Webb all over him. And Finch made a bit of a dying swan act on the deck there. Didn't like something that went on. Here is Luluai. That's 3 gone. No, they're going to get another set of 6 Wigan, because here's another penalty for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, the fans here, they're holding their breath because they know to give a side like Wigan so much possession.
There's
Lima.
Lima.
Held up.
Held up, first tackle. Back out on your 10.
They'll take it back. Look for the inside run. Finch is indicating he wants to go left, but they'll bring someone. Wouldn't surprise me if he brings Tompkins back on the inside.
Luaki will drive it in. Salford fighting back against the Catalan Dragons. They were 20-0 down not long ago. McIlorum again gets the pass away to Finch. Finch, short ball through the gap. Sean O'Loughlin. That's his 70th try for Wigan in his career. Sean O'Loughlin. It's all gone very quiet at Headingley, at a packed Headingley. Apart from the terrace to the left-hand side, the open terrace here at the Headingley Carnegie Stadium. because Wigan have taken a stranglehold on this match from the very first minute. A try against Saints last week. That's his 70th try for the Wigan Warriors.
It's all about possession. There you can see. Does he get a hand to the ball? That was close. I'm not so sure that he got a fingertip to it. But I'm not the man with a whistle. Here came the penalty. Watch the little hand in the face. Why do you want to do that? You get the penalty again, the pressure, and that's all you need. Messing around. Held up so close. Couldn't get it down there. Lima. Inevitable. It had to go. And it was a short pass. Notice how O'Loughlin, he didn't come straight. Came on the angle. Brett Finch knew it. And that's what it feels like to be a winning coach. His name is Shaun Wane.
And this is Josh Charnley now. 2 from 2 tonight with the help of a post for the second. And there's the extras added on to Sean O'Loughlin's try. Leeds 4, Wigan 18.
Well, it's all gone a little bit quiet at Headingley. It's certainly not at the Wigan end. You know, look at the line from Sean O'Loughlin. Field position gifted by the penalty from Ryan Bailey. I still haven't got over it. I still can't quite believe that he's roughed up a centre that's on his back on the floor and no threat to the Rhinos whatsoever. That's costly.
It is. It's 6 points costly. 29 minutes gone. Wigan 18-4 to the good against the champions.
If you get 50% against Wigan, you still know that they're going to be dangerous. You give them 50, 60, 70%, you know you've got no chance. It's a simple equation.
Luaki will be driven back towards the 20-metre line. Referee shouted held. This is Lima.
Nothing fancy from the Wigan forwards, just hard work, take it up, make sure you get over the halfway line. Tompkins is away!
Finch to Tompkins. Tompkins glides across the turf, gets the ball wide to Carmont, and another try for the Wigan Warriors. When Tompkins puts the afterburners on, it is fantastic to watch. And the pass wide to George Carmont, who crowns his 140th Wigan appearance with this try. He got a try last week, a wonderful try against St Helens, but that run from Tompkins, that said it all about the Wigan Warriors. He just glided over the top of the surface. He had Leeds trailing in his wake, and George Carmont was there to take the pass. And Wigan take a real stranglehold on this match. They're too good at the moment.
Certainly are, and again, the Finch pass. Dummy runner comes through. On this occasion, wasn't greedy. Had the pace. The old-timer, Carmont, boy, is enjoying this season, that is for sure. But the Finch pass, you could see they caught them out there. Draws the fullback, he has the possession. You know, there are times when a player knows that the coach, Shaun Wane, will say to him, you were silly, you gave away a silly penalty when we were in a good position. And sometimes players have to repay the faith of a coach, and that man, Sam Tompkins, has done just that.
This time Josh Charnley misses with the conversion, 22 points to 4, but Iestyn Harris and Shaun Wane, Iestyn Harris of course, well and truly written in the Leeds history. He had 5 years here, 139 appearances, nearly 1,500 points, and Shaun Wane had 3 seasons on this ground for the Leeds Rhinos, but they have come here today and they've systematically taken the Leeds Rhinos apart. The Carmont try, the latest.
Eddie, it's taken me nearly 3 hours to get to Headingley tonight on the car park that is the M62. I'm telling you now, I would have walked it to watch Sam Tompkins play rugby league. I had the privilege and pleasure of playing against Wigan when Ellery Hanley was at his peak, and dare I say it, Sam Tompkins is in that class. His pace and acceleration onto the ball then was absolutely world class.
Well, 3 hours for Paul Cullen, but I can tell you there is one man in the ground. There he is, Dr. Chris Brooks, who cycled all the way here from his home on the other side of the Pennines, 67.5 miles, 4.5 hours in the saddle. There he is.
I meant to wonder he sat down.
Well, he should be stood up, shouldn't he? Well. And he's just done a day's work before he gets here as well. Well, worth cycling 67.5 miles to watch this, worth walking to the ground, worth sitting on the motorway for 3 hours. It's a great performance.
Certainly is, and they have just starved Leeds of this ball. But the Rhinos have been their own worst enemy. Silly mistakes, errors, giving away penalties. Can't afford to do it against any team, never mind Wigan.
The Leeds Rhinos have never lost 2 in a row at home under Brian McDermott. But with Saints winning here last Monday week, they're trying to avoid back-to-back home defeats for the first time since 2009. They've got an 18-point gap to make up. That's a high up and under from Kevin Sinfield. That's knocked forward by Tompkins. It's
back to 0.
I hope that Maguire and co have seen that signal. I think he has.
It's imperative now that Leeds score before half-time. They know it.
Webb to Hardaker. Difficult defence to break down this.
This is the time when the likes of Danny Maguire takes them on, take on the defence, do the step, throw the dummy. He's screaming for it now as Maguire.
Offside.
Another penalty. Bit of pushing and shoving. Ooh, steady boys, steady.
Well, Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Sam Tompkins having a frank exchange of views. I don't think they like the fact that Sam Tompkins went low down and took Jamie Jones round the knees.
He's bent over backwards. That is dangerous. I'm not saying that it was deliberate, but it certainly is a dangerous manoeuvre. And well done by James Child, the official. Concentrate.
Okay, we've just got the offside. Nick, who's the offside player? We don't know. 2 captains, guys. Kevin.
And the referee now wants a word with the 2 skippers, the 2 men with 13 on their backs. Kevin Sinfield and Sean O'Loughlin.
Because I want to counter Dick. Listen. Back up. But it's the same as over there when you were defending.
You called me over.
Calm yourself down. Look, listen. The first penalty is offside. There's nothing in the tackle. There's no reason why players should come running in, okay? Just leave it to me, all right? Penalty goes here. Yeah.
They all like a natter, don't they, these days?
Here's more then now for the Rhinos. Oh, he's thinking about offloading there. And he has lost the ball.
He's lost it. It's a knock-on. And look at the celebrations. And you're right, Eddie, you called it early. Moore was desperately trying to offload when it was sheer desperation on the Wigan defence. There are times when you've got to go down with it and play the ball quickly. And eventually, he loses control. The error count gets higher and higher for the Rhinos. He'll be furious, Brian McDermott, their coach.
Strange that from Richard Moore. So close to the line. Surrounded by 4 players, try to offload. Wigan have the ball back.
Especially at a time, Eddie, where they've just been given a penalty.
Oh, and O'Loughlin now offloads. And Leeds have got it back. Ryan Hall was first to react. Here's Ryan Bailey.
Well, his brainstorm's going all over the place. Bailey putting his big body to use here. Why on earth did the skipper want to offload there?
Here's Sinfield now for Leeds. He finds Webb. Webb gets it wide to Ablett. Good tackling, Carmont.
Should be penalised and should be going to the bin. That was a professional foul.
Lee Smith. Oh, Lee Smith now lashes out with the feet.
Touch judge's arm. It's getting tasty.
This is going to erupt before long.
Go away. Go away. Nothing to do with you. Carl, go away. Hey, go away.
James Child's got the devil's own job on his hands here. The touch judge has seen something, and then there was the flailing boot into the jaw by the looks of things of Finch. Oh, and it's a shocker by Carmen.
Yeah, it is. That should be the penalty, and but you can't lash out like that.
There's nothing else in it, but on both
Obviously couldn't
occasions
see
now
it.
when everyone's ran in, Bailey's ran a long way to get involved. He's not thrown a punch, but nonetheless he's getting there and causing...
George! Come here. Well, he's doing his best, James Charles, to keep the lid on this.
We've got a punch, we don't need it. That's two tackles, two penalties on the bounce on the goal line. Kevin, come on!
What punch, he says?
I don't want players running in.
I think you better ask his opponent. He'll point to where it landed. And it certainly wasn't below the chin.
Bailey.
Hand off. Straight into the face. Oh, it's boiling. Don't turn the gas off now.
Burrow to Sinfield, back it comes to Webb. Webb with a couple of dummies, loses it. Leeds are their own worst enemies. And Webb and Tompkins having an argy-bargy in back play.
I think it's McIlroy. He was the one that made that great tackle on Brent Webb, and Brent Webb didn't like it.
Good relieving run from McIlroy. Tompkins to Luaki.
Well, the call has to come from Sean Wayne now and say, listen, calm it, fellas. We're in possession. Drive it up, nothing silly, and then we'll get the good kick and chase away. We're getting close to half-time. The way things are going, people are losing their cool. Could give away a vital penalty. It would be a disaster for Leeds if they offered Wigan another penalty now.
Don Crosby. Here's Tompkins. Hammers the ball downfield. But straight to Ryan Hall, who will try and return with interest. Catches it on the fly and at full pelt. 3 minutes to half-time.
It's a hectic pace. They are really feeling it. And it looks as though there might be a few problems for Leeds. It looks like Danny Maguire's got a knock on the thigh. He's certainly not 100%.
Move on me, Sean.
Burrow on halfway, scampers away from dummy half. Finds Uraki, he makes 10 metres, that's all. Fighting to get to his feet. Burrow to Webb, Hardacre. Gets it away to Webb. Here's Haraki again. Straight up the middle, but this Wigan defence is unrelenting. Burrow, Sinfield, dabs through, straight to Tompkins.
Poor kick. The idea was for the little chip through for Rob Burrow to go for that, but it was far too strong. It was so easy for the full-back.
Anthony Gelling now. Doesn't make too much progress forward. Tompkins, O'Loughlin. Offside against Leeds again.
It was silly play by Jamie Jones-Buchanan, came right out of the defensive line, and you can see that. I mean, when you stand at the side of the official, what do you expect? You can't ignore it. I mean, he was right next to James Child, raced out as though he was in trap number 3.
Luaki now, up the middle again.
Move.
Here's McIlroy. Finch, Crosby on an angled run. Solid defence on show this time from Delaney. McIlroy gives it to O'Loughlin. Wide they go now to Finch. Finch with a dab to the corner. Oh, and to the rescue comes Lee Smith.
He wasn't taking any chances, was he? The control with the kicking in attack from Wigan has been quite superb. It is a wonderful lesson. Anybody that wants to play Rugby Football League at the top level, just watch the way that Wigan have controlled this attack.
But less than a minute now before the half-time. Wigan with fantastic field position. They're going to get the ball back, you'd think, from the dropout from Kevin Sinfield. Danny Maguire is in the line, the defensive line for the Leeds Rhinos, and he's been carrying a leg injury, a thigh injury for the last couple of minutes. The question is now whether Wigan have spotted it and can they make best of it.
It was a scuffed goal line dropout. Sinfield was looking for the touchline. Instead, all he's found are the Wigan jerseys. Here is Tompkins.
I'd go for the 1 point here, another drive.
Well, they're 18 points to the good. It would take them just a little further away, but they're looking for 4, and they might get 4 here with Luluai. They will.
Has he got it down? He's giving it. He's not going upstairs. He's confident as James Child. And Luluai has thrown the dummy and streaked away through.
And he has crowned his 200th appearance in the Super League with a crucial try right before half-time that could seal this match for the Wigan Warriors.
Oh, just gets there, doesn't he?
Brave decision from James Child, this.
Yeah, but just is enough. Through the dummy.
And he had a great view of it, the referee. That's why he didn't hand it upstairs.
Yep, he's in a good position. Nothing you could do about it. A great finish. It's all smiles. And why wouldn't you be if you're a cherry and white supporter?
Well, Luluai was exceptional against Leeds at Wembley last year. And he was the vice-captain for the Exiles on this ground against England last summer as well. On his way home to the New Zealand Warriors at the end of this season, Wigan will miss him. And here's a chance now for Charnley to increase the lead just before half-time. Psychologically, a brilliant time for Wigan to score that try. Brian McDermott knows it. And Charnley, well, he's missed with another. It's the one patch of his game that Sean Wayne is slightly critical of, Josh Charnley, with his kicking. But at 26 points to 4 and 5 tries to your name, I suppose who needs a goal kicker? 3 successful kicks from Charnley. Try from Lima, Farrell, O'Loughlin, Carmont and Luluai. Just a solitary try from Hall in response from the champions. It's been Wigan's first 40. Tremendous.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
This summer on Sky Sports News, we'll bring you all the breaking stories from Euro 2012, reporting live from Poland and Ukraine. At the Olympics, we'll have teams of reporters breaking the news around the event. Expert analysis from past Olympians and daily shows from our studio overlooking the Olympic Park. Plus all the football transfer news as it happens.
Big news in the transfer market.
Keep up to speed and stay informed wherever you are. This summer on Sky Sports News.
Experience the thrill of adventure with Sure Men. Beat the elements online with codes on special packs to win cash every 5 minutes.
Hydration where you least expect it. From your razor, Wilkinson Sword Hydro. Water-activated gel hydrates your skin, and Skin Guards help reduce irritation. Our best shave for your skin. Now you get a free water sport activity with every Hydro promotional pack. Wilkinson Sword. Free your skin.
On DVD now, Klitschko, the critically acclaimed masterpiece. The Klitschko brothers have risen from humble beginnings to become the heavyweight champions of the world. Now you can discover the inspirational story behind the legend. Klitschko, out now.
Pain 3, rated 18. Alex Whiteman wrote on the Paddy Power Facebook wall, "Can't believe they've banned vuvuzelas from the Euros. They were a right laugh." Well, Alex, good news. We're bringing one along. Out of our way, Sergei. Let's start a rumble in the Euro jungle. Earplugs in, bets on at paddypower.com. We hear you, Alex Whiteman. New Weedol Root Kill Plus tubes. Snap, mix, apply. The new way to kill weeds plus roots from Weedol.
Rustlers, one finger food.
This is my first operation wearing a green beret. Others have worn theirs 5, 10, 15 years. But these men know my training. They know I've earned this beret. They don't see a new guy. They see a commando. Being a Royal Marines Commando is a state of mind. You may already have it. Search Royal Marines Commando online or find us on Facebook.
Whatever you need, in whatever size or build you are, Giacomo's got you covered. In sizes from medium to 5XL, with 25 major brands and 20% off your first order. Go to giacomo.co.uk or call 0800 980 1180 for the book. It's perfect for those big nights out.
All right, love.
Giacomo. It's fashion for real men.
From visionary artist Plan B.
Pure genius.
Go see it.
Ill Manners. In cinemas June 6th.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
Well, the league leaders from Wigan are carrying all before them at the moment, aren't they? They lead here against the champions by 26 points to 4. Lima, Farrell, O'Loughlin, Carmont and Luluai. Charnley's kicked 3 goals. Ryan Hall with the try for the Leeds Rhinos. And well, Brian McDermott, his men have to go to Warrington next weekend. And this is the last thing he could have done with, really, this first half destruction, this demolition by the Wigan Warriors. They've had their chances, Leeds, but they have surrendered possession at the wrong end of the field. Now, we saw this guy at the start of our coverage tonight. He was laying the law down. He's such a passionate Wiganer, and he doesn't want to give the opposition anything. Next time they face Warrington in August, if they're still going as well as this, it'll be very interesting indeed. What a performance from them, first half, John.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. All a bit one-sided, wasn't it? And the worst possible start for Leeds as well. From the kick-off, Carl Ablett fumbles a trickily bouncing ball. Wigan with early territory then. Jack Hughes' line there causes the half-break for Leeds. And then Luluai is attracted into ruck. Lima sees the space. Luluai tries to fill it, but not in time for the big prop forward to cross. Wigan didn't dwell on that, though, because this looked to me like a knock-on. Didn't ground that ball correctly. Wigan didn't dwell on that. This a pre-pan move. They're trying to attack one player. That's Danny Maguire with 3 men. Luluai takes it to the line, and then you've got Farrell with the front line. Tompkins out the back, and he commits. Maguire gets in the space, and then finds Farrell on the return pass on the inside to score the second try. Wigan then let the Rhinos off the hook with 2 penalties. Maguire the try-scoring play here. But I want you to look at Charnley coming into the left of your screen. He's worried about Goulding's ability to get to Zach Hardacre, his opposite centre, whereas Charnley's man was Ryan Hall, the eventual try-scorer. No doubt about that grounding. Jack Hughes thought he'd got Wigan further in front. The rulebook states you've got to have downward pressure on the ball. That, to me, looked like a valid try, disallowed by the referee. And then some committed indiscipline by Leeds led to Wigan's third try to half-inch with a try-scoring pass. But look at O'Loughlin's line. Ablett thinks he's going outside, but a subtle change of direction leaves Ablett clutching at air. O'Loughlin on the inside. And then a really well-worked play from Wigan led to Carmont's try. Luaki holds Moore to release Finch, and then Hughes holds Haraki to release Tompkins on a sublime break downfield. He covers the ground extremely quickly, commits Brent Webb in the backfield, and then finds a precision pass to Carmont, who crosses. All this Wigan movement around the ball and all this structured play is designed to put their players one-on-one or in some space in front of an opposition number. That perfectly epitomised by Tommy Luluai, the last try of the half. Wigan are getting to these Leeds edges far too easily. They're picking out Sinfield and Maguire on the fringes. The one way to rectify that, at least to start for Leeds, is to slow down the ruck, but they're giving away too many penalties as well. So in discipline and ruck speed, they're enemies at the moment. Back to you, Ed.
Thanks, John. Wigan absolutely dominant in this first half. You know, it's the derby, isn't it, tomorrow at Epsom? And I think the favourites there are just slowed down a little bit by putting some weights underneath the saddle. Maybe Wigan ought to be handicapped in the Super League the way they're playing at the moment. They blew St Helens apart at the Magic Weekend, and they've done same again here in the first half. against the champions on their own midden as well. It's 26-4 to Wigan at half-time.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
Sky Movies Premiere HD, brought to you by Smart Viera from Panasonic.
Coming this month. Brand new and exclusive to Sky Movies.
Stop it.
This is what I live for!
Peace is never an option.
Jerry, he's a vampire man.
They're giving you gold here. No one brings you movies like Sky Movies.
At Secret Escapes, you can get up to 70% off luxury hotels. Keep that to yourself. Even the best hotels don't want empty beds. But that's strictly between us. Secret Escapes handpick their hotels and guarantee their members the best rates.
Who are you talking to, darling?
No one. Shh, quick, go! Join the worst kept secret in luxury travel. Secret Escapes.
Whatever you need in whatever size or build you are, Giacomo's got you covered. In sizes from medium to 5XL, with 25 major brands and 20% off your first order. Go to giacomo.co.uk or call 0800 980 1180 for the book. It's perfect for those big nights out.
All right, love.
Giacomo. It's fashion for real men.
From visionary artist Plan B.
Absolutely fantastic. Pure genius.
It's a great film. Go see it.
Ill Manners in cinemas June 6th.
New Weedol Rootkill Plus tubes. Snap, mix, apply. The new way to kill weeds plus roots from Weedol.
The challenge of my life is to find out how far I can take it.
You are the world champion! Well done, enjoy it!
Alex Whiteman wrote on the Paddy Power Facebook wall, "Can't believe they've banned vuvuzelas from the Euros. They were a right laugh." Well, Alex, good news. We're bringing one along. Out of our way, Sergei. Let's start a rumble in the Euro jungle. Earplugs in, bets on at paddypower.com. We hear you, Alex Whiteman.
The beautiful Nokia Lumia. It's alive. Alive with your friends and alive with apps. So you can save money, save time, and save the universe. See your world come to life on the beautifully different Nokia Lumia.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
And the Exiles get first blood here. And here is Carmont! They wanted a contest. Boy. And Wigan here, different class in the first half, leading by 26 points to 4. Well, the England Exiles coming. What also is coming this weekend, the National Cup Final Jubilee weekend at Fylde Rugby Club for the amateur game. And Steve-O will be attending tomorrow. A busy timetable getting underway with the under-18s final. Thatto Heath Crusaders against Rylands Sharks at 11:30. The National Cup finals between Queens of Leeds and Charleston Rovers of Wakefield at 3. And then on Sunday, the under-14s final is followed by the under-16s final. and the whole event will close with the women's Origin game, Lancashire against Yorkshire. Should be a great weekend, and Milado's on his way to it as well, because you're a big Wigan baller these days, I understand.
Yes, I'm a vice president, very proud of it as well, and anybody can roll up. It will be a fantastic weekend. And let's hope that we can get the same quality as what we have witnessed in this first 40 minutes from the Cherry and Whites. They were superb. Can they keep it up?
Sinfield restarts, Tompkins underneath the kick-off. Games of rugby league do tend to swing one way and then the other. You would expect Leeds, after their talking to by Brian McDermott, to be better in the second half.
Yeah, you'd have to say that mainly due to the fact, I mean, they just did not have any good solid possession. They came up with too many errors, and field position was very, very poor indeed. And any coach, and I know Brian McDermott is a very fine coach, he would have realised that they need a good kicking game, good kick and chase, and try to force an error. It'll be tough.
Well, 22 points behind on the scoreboard at 26-4. And you think in the first half that Leeds scored those 4 points on 2 penalties, one from Sam Tompkins, the second from Sean O'Loughlin. And the big question is now, what can Leeds do in the second half better and different to what they did in the first, and how are they going to break down this Wigan defence?
And Wigan, of course, since the end of 2009, the record away from home is absolutely incredible. They have played 33 games on the road before tonight. They've won 27, they've drawn 2, and they've lost only 4.
It's an amazing
unbelievable record away from home.
It certainly is, and as I say, the biggest problem is Leeds need to get over the halfway line to try to at least control the kicking game. Never had the opportunity.
Peacock will get to his feet 40 metres away from his own line, but it's the last tackle, so Sinfield will have to kick, and that's a hurried kick, and that's flying out on the full.
Well, you talk about kick pressure, don't you? Your defenders get into the man who's going to kick the ball, and Michael McAlory, who came up with a brilliant tackle on Brent Webb towards the end of the first half, the start of the second half again, by winning possession for his side in a more favourable part of the pitch.
So 10 metres inside Leeds territory. Wigan start this set of 6. Jack Hughes.
Well, it's a bit like the Chinese torture, isn't it? The trouble is with Leeds is that they keep turning the tap on.
Well, there was 2 errors with the ball from the Leeds Rhinos in the first set of the game and a penalty, and they failed to get to the kick, and they should be really defending down the other end of the field. Great pressure from Wigan, and it's whether Leeds can now, well, an error now from the Wigan Warriors.
Well, a mistake from Liam Farrell. Knock on, so Leeds will breathe a huge sigh of relief as a result of that. Let's go down to the sideline. Rod, what's been said?
Well, plenty for Sean Wayne and co to sing about in the dressing room at half-time. Plenty of tries, plenty of points. Tottenham doesn't rock defensively. But the challenge from Sean Wayne to his players is to produce more of that in the second half and really go on with it. Well, Leeds, a desperately disappointing half-time talk taken by most of the senior players. It was they that did the talking, Eddie, rather than the coaching staff. It looks like the bird has flown as far as Leeds are concerned. They're going to have to smarten up in the second half, or else it's just going to get worse. And the one bad news from the changing room for Leeds is that Brian McDermott there has lost Danny Maguire as well with that injury that he picked up in the closing minutes of the first half. It never rains, but it pours.
Indeed so. That's why Sean Lunt's out there. There's the latest score from the City of Salford Stadium. Salford 24-20 up now against the Catalan Dragons. They've come back from 20-0 down, and if they come back and win that match, it will be the second best comeback in Super League history in the weekly rounds. Warrington, under a certain Paul Cullen, 21-0 down at Wakefield. They won 22-21. That was way back in 2006. And we'll have a report on that game in Super League Extra Time, which follows with Brian, Terry and Barry immediately after this game has finished here. Something for you to smile about, Paul, your memory bank?
It was a long time ago. Feels
6 years.
Feels like it was a different person in a different lifetime.
Different planet. Well, can Salford hang on and push on and win that match against the Catalan Dragons? Here goes Carmont. Can Wigan seal this early? It's a good tackle by Brent Webb, it needed to be as well. Here's Gelling though, he's going down the short side. He has found young Rodri Lloyd who's out there. And maybe Rodri didn't hear, and look at the reaction of his coach, Sean Wayne. Maybe he didn't hear the call, caught in possession down this near side.
But again, a big problem for this Leeds defence, the way that George Carmont easily threw the dummy and just fended away. It's been a real problem. So many of these Leeds defenders are just falling off.
Rodri Lloyd, by the way, a Welsh international before this, his Super League debut. Well known to Sean's assistant, Iestyn Harris. That was high by Dom Crosby.
Well, not the best from young Crosby.
What a wonderful thing, though, for Sean Wayne. Can throw on the 19-year-old Rodri Lloyd, 21-year-old Dom Crosby. Wonder if we'll see young Logan Tompkins at 20 coming onto the field with his team leading by 22 points at the home of the champions. What will this do for their future development? This is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Of course, if it all goes a little bit awry, they might be quickly hooked off the field, but we'll see. This is Peacock. Mind you, the youngsters might not be to blame, to be fair. Sean Lunt. Sean Lunt is attacking that Wigan line. Quick play the ball. Peacock. Burrow. Here's Sinfield. Sinfield gives it to Huraki. That's a great tackle low down. And it was by Brett Finch. Sinfield again. Delaney will drive it in for the Rhinos, looking for the first try of this second half. Lunt. Sinfield will stab the kick in. Brilliantly read by Tompkins. Tompkins is away. Oh, that was an important flick of the shoulder by Sinfield.
Was it ever? That was try time. Sinfield, desperate lunge, just got through it. It needs a quick play, the ball. Leeds struggling to get right back into the line. Delaney's just got there now.
They're coming wide down this left-hand side. George Carmont goes inside Delaney. Huraki got to him. Delaney finished him off.
And another half break.
Finch. O'Loughlin, they've loaded the right-hand side. Luluwai goes wide to Golding. Golding to Charnley. Charnley in the corner. Try 21 of the Super League season for Josh Charnley. And I think even at this early stage of the second half, Wigan are going to increase their lead at the top of the table now. It will take a monumental effort from the Rhinos to get back into this, because Charnley has improved the angle as well. 21 for the season. Look out, Leslie Vainicolo's record of 37. Charnley's got it in his sights, and that's not all he's got in his sights this year. Challenge Cup, Super League, it's all up for grabs. Who's going to stop them?
Yeah, and with a guy like this, Sam Tompkins is having a brilliant game. Good work by Sinfield, it had to be as well. But he was always going to be on the cards. This Leeds defence just hanging back, hesitate. They got the overlap. If I've seen a better combination in Super League this year than Charnley and Goulding, then please put me on another planet. Their combination has been outstanding. And Josh Charnley, the youngster, will be the first to praise this man who dragged in the winger and then Charnley put on the afterburn. Not only that, he had the ability, and that will not please Brian McDermott, to allow the man to go out wide and then go underneath near the sticks. That's not the thing that the Rhinos is proud of.
Bang in front. Charnley gets the extras to add to his own 4 points. 32 points to 4. 18 years ago to the day, Wigan lifted the World Club Challenge in Brisbane on one of the greatest nights of their history. 1st of June 1994. Is this the class of 2012, Phil, that will follow that great team into the record books?
Well, they look exceptional at the moment. You know, you only get 4 points, don't you, for scoring a try. However it's scored, never mind the excitement or quality and skill involved, but for Wigan's counter-attacking ability there, to clean the ball from their own line and then strike upfield, shifting the ball first over to the left wing and then accurately and excellently over to the right. Well, that's just brilliant rugby league.
Less than 10 minutes into the second half, 32-4. You can't see Leeds coming back.
No, it's a pretty steep hill to climb, isn't it? And they are really getting things sorted out. They've had the ability as well, because, look, we knew that this Wigan forward pack, all they do is just ram straight through. Nothing fancy, hard work, neat little pass on the inside. Tompkins is put down.
And remember, they're winning this 32-4 with 2/3 of their first choice pack sat in the stand.
And even before Josh Charnley scored that first try of the second half, I think an error from Liam Farrell and one from Rodri Lloyd. Wigan were in position and had opportunities to score twice before Charnley finally crossed the line.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Salford 28-20 against the Catalan Dragons. Well, they got great heart from their win last weekend against Huddersfield Giants at the Magic, Salford, and a lot of people wondered whether they could back it up. They went 20-0 down early against the Dragons, now 28-20.
That's a brilliant comeback, isn't it? You'd think that the heads would have gone down, but fair credit to the Reds, they really have. Good offload by Peacock. Can they keep it going now? They've got to come up with something.
Webb goes wide to Hardaker. Here is Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall's pass is a speculator that Hardaker has to retreat and collect, and does. Then he just dabs it over the top. He's testing his speed against Tompkins. Oh, brilliant. I tell you what.
Brilliant.
I tell you what.
90% of players, 99% of players would say, I'll play it down. I'll just knock it down. At 32-4, we've got the game up, but not this guy. And Webb's given away a silly penalty. This is brilliant. Oh, it's brilliant.
Every other player in the game would have just shuttled that over the dead ball line. You're spot on.
And have every right to do it at 32 points to 4.
How that's not a 10-minute sin bin, I honestly don't know. You know, Tompkins returns the ball superbly well through the line. Brent Webb in, second man into the tackle, clearly pushes him over right in front of the referee and stays on the field. I'm staggered by it.
Well, a 32-4 down, maybe it's a good job he did.
Well, you asked us way back for Leeds. It can only get worse for them at the moment, the way Wigan are in this form. They were like this last week at the Etihad Stadium, and then obviously there was a fight and players were sent off. It disrupted the flow of the match. But Wigan's dominance here now, back with the big fellas, Dudson taking it forward.
Move! Wait!
It's frightening. Frightening for any other side in Super League.
It is at the moment, but of course it's not how you're playing in round 16. It's how you're playing August, September and October.
Hold.
But they've been pretty good all year, haven't they? Here's Finch. This fella's a key. Oh, what a pass. Here's Rodri Lloyd. Is he going to mark his debut with a try? Not this time.
Good job that Brent Webb went for the legs. He's a big fella.
Carmont, Finch. Oh, straight at Ryan Bailey, and he did well to hang on to that.
Well, it's a powerful kick as well. Bailey did exceptionally well to get that.
Pressure, though, from Wigan's defence on this Leeds line.
And to be fair, the referee, James Child, is taking him back a very good 10. It isn't as though that Leeds haven't had the space to get out of this area, but look at them, they're going backwards. And the Wigan fans, they're cheering every tackle.
That's a good run, though, from Luluai.
El Toreador.
Sinfield with a big hoof downfield. Tompkins is underneath it. Gives it to Charnley.
That was a lesson in defence from the Wigan Warriors. Desperate to get into collision, even when they lost it, off the floor fast and set back at marker.
This is Gelling now. And he finds McAlorum, who makes good yards up the middle.
That looks
That's another penalty given away by Webb.
McAlorum just a neat little slap on the chin. Yeah, no doubt
First
about
one,
it.
and then look where his arms end up, and then he pulls him back, and he takes his head off.
Look,
silly play.
I conceded the penalty. I might as well have a second go at it. We don't give 2 penalties.
Time off.
Well, Brent Webb, he's turned down a new deal, and he's tipped to be off to the Catalan Dragons next year.
Right, guys.
All sorts of movement already announced, of course, for players and coaches for 2013. This time last year we were all speculating who'd take over from Michael Maguire, and Sean Wayne was the heir apparent, and he has come in and he has, well, he's made this very good side even better.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, Eddie. He's fine-tuned it superbly.
And Justin Harris alongside him must take a good deal of credit. They work as a combination. That's a good game at the City of Salford Stadium. 28-26 now. This is a one-horse race. If it was boxing, it'd be off. And that's Rod Studd's view of how it should be. If you score 50 points in a match, apparently you should all go home.
Yeah,
I heard him on back chat with you this week.
Yeah, and it was a pretty loud laugh that I came out with as well. That's all it deserved. Not a snigger, but just a laugh.
You know, you mentioned Justin Harris, Eddie, and I think if any side actually benefited from what happened in Wales over the last couple of years, it appears to be Wigan. Ben Flower's not playing today, he's out injured. We've seen Gil Dudson out there, Rodri Lloyd, Justin Harris on the coaching staff. When the Crusaders crashed, Wigan seemed to be the best at picking up the pieces.
Rod's rant with Steve-O. Log on to the website for that. Actually, it's a very good watch, a very good listen.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I know Rod is.
Here's a penalty going Leeds way. Wigan not standing square at the play of the ball.
And you know, I think that's only the second occasion in this game that Wigan have been caught offside. That's how good their discipline has been drummed into them by their new coach, Sean Wayne. You just got that feeling, didn't you, Eddie, when you saw them in the dressing room before they came out for the kick-off of this marvellous game, is that Sean Wayne had them pumped up.
Absolutely. And you know, even though Leeds have won 5 titles to Wigan's 2 in the weekly rounds of Super League, Wigan have got a much better record against the Rhinos. Jamie Jones-Buchanan
cannot
believe this decision. I don't know why.
It looks as though, I think it says that Golding had the arm underneath, and he's every right, but you've got to regain your feet.
He's after a quick play the ball, but you've got to stand up and put the ball down, haven't you? You can't play the ball from a 90-degree angle.
Is it more speed, less haste? You know, very anxious, panicking almost to get to his feet to get a winning collision against the Wigan Warriors. We've not seen many of them.
They're frustrated
in the game so far.
They're just frustrated, and you can see it etched on their faces.
Well, they've been frustrated since that Lima try in the opening couple of minutes, haven't they?
Yeah. And remember from the kick-off when Carl Ablett knocked on?
That could have been a decision going his way, could have gone back.
Yeah, I thought it did go backwards, but
there's a knock on now by Lima, so he's consistent, James Child.
And Lima's accepted it. No histrionics, just I made a mistake, made an error. Hold my hand up, sorry lads.
Last win for Leeds against Wigan, an epic playoff victory at the DW Stadium, 2010, 27-26, Kevin Sinfield's drop goal, he's on the ball now. Here's Delaney.
It's important now for the Rhinos, and Brian McDermott is coaching. He fully realises now they've got to come up with something that lift their spirits, and that won't help. That was a headbutt, and off he goes. Ooh, that.
Good job, Lord. Sean Lunt got to him.
Hold. Wait, go. Well, move. Here we are, hold.
Well,
if you're trying to pick up the pieces, and I suppose that's what Leeds are doing at the moment, they've got to think, are the remaining 20 minutes plus of this game our preparation for the challenge we've got next week? They have to travel to a Warrington, second place out in the competition. They'll obviously have to play far better than they have here tonight, but maybe the beginnings of that and the uplift starts now in the remaining 20 minutes of this to see whether they control possession better and defend with more accuracy. There's another penalty they conceded.
Well, Jamie Jones was in the middle of the ruck then when the play the ball was taken, and then just couldn't resist.
Yeah, McIlaurin's is had a fine game as well. I think he's improving week in, week out, this fella.
just on Malcolm Lockwood, I don't think last season they ever played him much for 80 minutes. From what I've seen this season, he's on the field for longer minutes. He must be fitter, and his game awareness and his vision seems to improve dramatically.
I think you're right, Philip. Look, every hooker worth his salt wants to play the full 80. They don't want to go on the sideline. They want the full 80 minutes.
Finch again. Gives it to O'Loughlin, straightens it up. Peacock and Webb. There's McIlroy now. On the ground where he made his England debut last year against the Exiles. He spun away from that. Attempted tackle by Lulawai, got Wigan even closer. O'Loughlin, back it comes to Finch. Finch! So close.
Good effort by Delaney. Looks as though it was well and truly over the line.
Carmont, half volley, penalty against Leeds, offside.
They're out on the feet, Leeds, tell you that much. As you see, Smith had crept up, kicking the ball backwards. Brett Finch just calming things down. Look at him, ordering, you go out, let's take a couple of drives, then I'll take control.
20th penalty of the match, that 13 of them going Wigan's way.
Move, come on, line, hold.
McIlroy again, 5 metres away, finds Brett Finch. Here's Tompkins, now Carmont, wide, Gelling. Try Wigan, smile, Sean Wayne. It's just very, very easy. It's brilliant, but it's easy.
Well, Eddie, that was as smooth as a gravy sandwich. It was absolutely outstanding. The handling, flick, 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 finish off in the corner. Basic, good solid work by the forwards. They got the penalty. One pass, two, quick, brilliant. This would score a try against any rugby league team in the world. New Zealand, Australia, you can throw them all in. Quick hands, outstanding.
Almost a system shutdown here for the Leeds Rhinos. No one, I don't think, apart from that finger touch then on Gelling as he scored, no one laid a finger on a Wigan player from the play of the ball to the ball being put over virtually on the corner flag. The quality of the play going forward from Wigan to hold up that defensive line was absolutely fantastic.
Well, Sean Wayne had 3 seasons here, 64 appearances. That was in the 1990s. He's come back with his team in 2012. And you have to say, what we saw last week in the Magic Weekend, what we've seen for much of this season, and certainly what we're seeing tonight against the champions, who is going to stop them?
Going to take a damn good side, that is for sure. Now then, can I get the radar right?
Of course, the rest of Super League will remember as Charnley manages to add the extras. The rest of Super League can take heart that this time last year we were saying exactly the same sort of thing about Warrington. They were taking on all before them and winning handsomely, and they fell short in the playoffs.
I could watch this all night.
Well, all of the competitors have got a chance as we see this kick going over from the side here. Wonderful kick for him. All of the competitors, Eddie, have got a great chance to see what Wigan do, what they do so well. Looks simple, it's effective, it puts points on the board, and they've got a chance here now, haven't they? They've got 3 months to try and find a way of stopping it.
Easier said than done on what we're seeing here tonight. It's a great challenge, though, for all the other teams.
I think Wigan set some very, very high standards right from kickoff. Maybe a touch fortunate that they got the ball back, but their line speed, when they had a chance to go at Leeds, their line speed from the whistle was phenomenal. They simply set themselves and sprinted off. They were sending some signals to the Leeds Rhinos and to themselves, and I think to everybody else in Super League, that if you've got to beat Wigan, you've got to break down that defence structure.
34-26, Salford leading the Catalan Dragons.
Move on this 10 and hold. Wait, Rodri, wait. Go.
Salford closing in on the 8. Catalan Dragons with a chance of going second.
Wait! Go.
Wigan stretching the lead at the top of the table.
Well, what can Leeds do here? It's we've already intimated that they're looking to try to build for the confidence for the remaining season.
Young Logan Tompkins is out there now. He was behind Rodri Lloyd. Gone for territory.
Good kick.
Leeds with that kick. They're outside the 40, Kevin Sinfield.
The sad part about it, and Sinfield knows, that's about the best kick that Leeds have come out with in this entire game, and that's one.
And the Leeds Rhinos kicking the ball deliberately out of play on that last play, because if not, if Tompkins gets the ball, he virtually wins the collision on play one on return every time he's given the opportunity to do so.
And Brian McDermott is on his way downstairs to the sideline. I mentioned Wigan's remarkable record away from home since the end of 2009. Only lost 4. They lost 1 of them this season. And witness. I mentioned Paul Cullen's big comeback for Warrington in 2006. I'm doing my best to try and keep him going tonight.
2 smiles in one night. It's almost a record.
Did you see the face on the coach, Sean Wayne? The score is 38-4, and because Anthony Gelling has knocked on, he's furious.
Neither loose as a pat. Neither loose as a pat. I want your arms around your second row, both arms. Okay.
Lunt from the back of the scrum eventually finds Sinfield. Here's Ablett. Now it's Lee Smith. Great defence. Great defence from Brett Finch. I know he's not settled and staying at Wigan yet, but they ought to be breaking the bank to keep him. He's been magnificent tonight.
Spot on, Eddie. Get the checkbook out, as far as I'm concerned. He's such an influential player.
Whether they can, of course, is another matter. Here is Burrow. Now it's Webb. They go wide, and Ryan Hall is in. And that's why Sean Wayne had that creased expression on his face when Gelling knocked on, because he knew there was a threat developing from the Leeds Rhinos, and Ryan Hall gets his second try of the night.
Good quick hands has given them the opportunity, and as Eddie has already mentioned, the knock-on from Anthony Gelling allowed the Rhinos to have some field position. There's the error. One of the very few occasions we've seen the dummy runners come through, and it was enough. Charnley just caught. Watch Charnley just coming off the whitewash a little bit too much, and by the time realised, couldn't stop him. Nice finish.
2 tries tonight for Ryan Hall. His only other Headingley tries, I mentioned them earlier, 2 against Wigan here in their last weekly round win, March 2009. 2 again tonight, but it might be in a defeat in June 2012. Sinfield has missed. 38 points to 8. Sinfield yet to get on the scoreboard.
Good work move as well. Running onto the ball at speed, as I say, just caught Charnley out sufficiently. He applauds the crowd who, to be fair, the Leeds fans, none of them's going, they're sticking there, they're sticking by their team.
Maybe Mike a clap there to recognise the quality of the pass from Brent Webb. Without Danny Maguire on the field, Brent Webb charming in from full-back. Ball gone backwards. Brent Webb charmed into that play at full-back through a beautiful cut-out pass and put the big winger over in the corner.
Here comes Ablett again. Dealt with. 34-30 in Salford. What a game that is.
Yeah, what a match. And remember the St. Challenge game when it looked all forlorn that the Catalan Dragons were out of it. They came back. They've had some thrillers this year to the Dragons.
Lunt finds Burrow. Here's Sinfield. Short ball to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Gets the ball away. The ball got smuggled away from the arms of Jamie Jones-Buchanan before the referee shouted, hell, he is lumped.
And it's a good run as well from Hawker.
Burrow with a kick down the middle, and Tompkins having to retreat to pick this up.
You know, Leeds might be the best side in the last 20 minutes of this game, Eddie, but Wigan have been that dominant in the first hour that it's almost irrelevant, and you forget a little bit about what goes on. They give themselves a start, and any team playing against them and wanting to beat Wigan over the next 3 months have to find a way of living with their pace and intensity for that opening 20 minutes. When a team does, I'm not saying that it will be easy and you'll win the game, but you'll give yourselves a better chance than winning. They give themselves such a lead that the race almost becomes irrelevant.
It was a great example, Eddie, on that last play of Phil's analogy there of how Wigan soaked things up, certainly in defence. McAlorum left on the floor, only one marker. No penalties from Wigan, no one cheated, nobody put the hand on. They retreated the full 10 metres and then picked up the ball from the kick return.
Scruffy pass from Carmon to Finch. Finch has a bit of a go at him.
It's a knock on. That is poor play by a seasoned fullback. He gets a foot to it, does it right. You've got to be able to pull the left arm away. It has not been a good night for the New Zealander, Brent Webb. Plenty being said. A couple of verbals, just, yeah, I'll see you after the game. Okay.
I think Jeff Lima having a word.
Yeah,
and George Carmont had a word ahead of that.
Nice and tight, loose forward. Lock in. No, come on,
Plan
come on.
move.
Second row, get yourself sorted. Ben, come on.
Tompkins is there, first receiver. No, they've gone the short block, no.
But you know, a differential penalty actually helps the defending side here because they can all spread out and cover the gaps.
Well, they've got some gaps to cover because here comes Lima.
Well, I'll have a little pound that if it gets to Tompkins, he might do the step.
He's got to Tompkins, and he went without it.
It was on. You could see he was coming round on the arc. He's furious. Sorry, lads. 38-8 in front. Sorry, lads. Good work by Hardacre in the end. The impressive thing as well with Wigan, not only in attack, you know, Paul, it's their ability for players that are not going to get to the ball. They run themselves right, don't they? The dummy runners all the time confuses any defence.
There are such as things in this game, Mike, as acceptable penalties and acceptable mistakes, and if Wigan make them, for the majority they're acceptable because they're putting men into the tackle and they're sprinting back to get onside, and they're also pushing up very, very hard when anyone goes at the line with the ball.
And if you make an error, make sure you do it with about 5 metres away from the opposition line.
Absolutely.
Good ball from Burrow, finds Hardacre. Goulding and Lulawai funnel across, though, to snuff out the danger. 10 minutes to go, a long 10 minutes for the Rhinos and their supporters. This must have been agony for the fans here tonight to watch this. They've been dismantled, haven't they? I know that Wigan got the early fillip of a try that maybe never was, and perhaps the knock-on from the kick-off never was, but
it was always,
you have to get over things like that.
Yeah, it was always going to be the ploy. We knew it, that Wigan would come here tonight and that they would go at 100 miles an hour to make sure that they got points on the board. So when it did come to Sean Wayne utilising these inexperienced youngsters on the bench, that he had such a lead that he could afford to do that. And that's wonderful tactics.
Well, Ronnie the Rhino got hit on the back of the bonce by the ball from Sinfield. A bit of a theatrical from him.
You know, there was a chance for Leeds about 5 minutes into the match when Brett Delaney, I think, threw the ball past his two supporting players over the far side of the field, and that would have made it one score each here. They had the chances, but they weren't good enough to take it at that point in the game, and I don't think they can look back at the other mistakes. They just didn't quite live up to what Wigan threw at them.
This is yet another repeat fixture, of course, for the Wigan Warriors, and the way that they are improving. Go back to the start of the season. Remember, they lost at home day one to the Huddersfield Giants, 26-20, and we saw them not long ago beat Huddersfield at the Gulf Farm 32-12. They beat Leeds 20 points to 6 at home early in the season, and they are winning here 38-8 against the champions, and Salford have beaten the Catalan Dragons. Here's Tompkins, and here's Tompkins, gets the ball inside to Ludawai. Another brilliant Wigan try. Second try for Ludawai. Smiles from the Wigan old boy, the Leeds Rhinos old boys. It's been a vintage Wigan display, this. Players out suspended, players out injured. Haven't seen Stuart Fielden for over 12 months. And yet Wigan just paper over the cracks as though there's nobody missing.
This is one of the wonderful things that Sean Wayne has brought to the Wigan side. He utilises the fullback Sam Tompkins when they're deep in their own quarter to jump into dummy half. And against a tired side like Leeds, your first and second markers, if he beats them, you know he's away. The support play, brilliant. It's been a pleasure to watch. Unless you're a Leeds fan.
You took the words out of my mouth. Leeds fans will not be enjoying this. Wigan fans anywhere, either here or at home, will be loving every second of it.
And not only that, Eddie, the most positive thing about it is the fact that anybody that enjoys rugby league has to admire what Wigan have done tonight.
Can Charnley add another? Yes, he can. 6 out of 8 for Josh Charnley. He's missed a couple. 44 points to 8. And the Rhinos, their supporters, have seen enough, or some of them have. This lot will be staying until they get kicked out.
Well, it's an embarrassing scoreline, isn't it? The cup winners from last year against the champions. And it's been all one-way traffic.
Referee called held. Warrington Leeds next Friday. Another big test of the Rhinos. The referee calls held here.
Yeah, you can see quite
Leeds
clearly.
have another go. It's not a question of just go forward and play the ball. It's a penalty to Wigan.
I honestly think that's one of the worst rules in Super League. It rewards weak offence, a poor carry. No collision win from Wigan, and Leeds drive a player backwards. And I generally feel that should reward good defence.
Wigan in the mood to notch 50 here. They're not slowing down on the pace. They're not just putting up the shutters and saying, well, we've got the points, let's head off with a 44-8 victory. They're after the half-century.
Yeah, they're eager. They want to do a Rod Stud, get to 50 and then call the game off.
Carmont finds the pace. Here's Gelling. Gets away from Ablett, tiring Leeds defence now. Sinfield there, Peacock there.
We tried to offload there to Gelling.
Thought about it. Logan Tompkins in at dummy half, the third Tompkins brother to play for Wigan. Never played with Joel on the same side. Finch with a high kick to the far side, looking for Josh Charnley. Well claimed by Ryan Hall.
Problem in back play. McAlorum leaving the field. Picked up a knock on the leg. There'll be some concern there for Sean Wayne, who brought him back in.
Incidentally, Steve-O referring to the get to 50 and pack up and go home. That's not a Sky Sports idea. It's a Rodri Studd's idea, and it has been roundly guffawed about by everybody since he mentioned it on Tuesday's back chat.
Something to laugh at.
He comes up with one or two good ideas, to be fair to him.
I'm still waiting.
Straight
into his arms.
Lunt tried a chip over. Finch just picked his pocket, and Wigan will get to 50. Well, we are going back to the dark days of 1996 for Leeds here in a few moments, when Charnley, and I'm putting the mortgage on him to add the extras, because they've only conceded 50 at home once before, And that was in the 4th of August 1996 against the Bradford Bulls. 56-18 then.
Well, I always said that Leeds had to come up with something different, and that's not out of the top draw, was it, from Sean Lunt? So close to your own line, but the game was over, they knew that. But at least he tried something different, and it was poached very well indeed. And yet again, he's been a master out on the field of play, organised everything to near perfection, and a team around him that thoroughly enjoy it.
Now then, if Josh Charnley misses this, I'm spending the night in a tent. Warm.
Not too cold.
Well, it's not the winter, thank goodness. But I'd even back in with your money, Steve-O. Thank goodness for that. 50 points to 8. A demolition, a destruction.
Yeah, and he knows it.
Poor old Brian McDermott has not lost back-to-back home games before.
Well, I'm glad you're not in a tent, Teddy, because there's some cow paddock out there. We'll be relieved that you won't be going into it.
Tompkins underneath the kick-off. Here comes Don Crosby. Nine tries from Wigan tonight, and Sam Tompkins hasn't scored one.
No, but he's provided so many times.
Well, we keep asking the question, can anybody stop them? Huddersfield couldn't, Leeds clearly can't at the moment, and next week they've got a trip to the Catalan Dragons, another side who, you know, maybe could be a top 4 or a grand final finalist.
And they'll be dangerous because they've lost at Salford tonight.
Will they be competitive?
Look at the chase.
The 50 points to 8 up, for goodness sake. 80-minute team.
Yeah, and they know
Impressive team.
Yeah, but every single player out there knows it, that if he just slackened off, and he's pinched it, and Finch, sorry, it wasn't Finch, it was, I think it was Tompkins.
Lulawai nicked it, I think it was Finch, Steve-O, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yes, it was Finch there.
No,
it's the young Tompkins.
Yeah, he just couldn't get to it. Yeah, I was trying to make the point is that if Sean Wayne sees someone slacking down there, he'll give him a roasting, and that's how it should be.
Come on, Logan, come on.
But
well, I've spoken to him a few times this year on Super League Extra Time after they've won, and he's been quite delighted. I don't know whether we'll be able to contain him tonight. He must be absolute. This is a wonderful, wonderful performance. Brian, Barry, and Terry with Super League Extra Time. Press the red buttons and they'll be with you. I'll be talking to the two coaches. I don't know what I'm going to say to Brian McDermott.
Well, I had a bet with Terry O'Connor on the way up. I actually gave Wigan a 16-point start for 20 quid, and he wouldn't take it because he wanted a 20-point start.
Well, what do you expect? Tompkins to the rescue. Bundled to the ground by Lee Smith, but he stays in the field of play. 20 seconds remaining. Fair play to Leeds. I mean, they're enthusiastic in the last minute, but it's all, I'm afraid, too late. They've been second best from start to finish.
Well, if any club can absorb a defeat and come back and improve, it's the Leeds Rhinos. We saw that last year.
That's it. Leeds' agony is over. Thomas Lulawai and company have scored a memorable victory at the home of the champions. This isn't just any other Super League team. This is the team that reigned supreme at Old Trafford last October. They are the World Club Champions. And Wigan have systematically dissembled them tonight. Outstanding performance, crowned by a man-of-the-match display from Sam Tompkins. And Sam Tompkins is talking now to Rod.
Sam, well done, man-of-the-match performance, and a terrific performance by Wigan. It seemed that you had the eye of the tiger from the minute one there, despite being so many players down. Just sum up the performance for us.
It was outstanding. I think, you know, for an effort like that, there's not many teams come to Headingley and put 50 points on them, and
especially not when before the game, you know, people are saying, oh, this is your time to lose. You've got 5 of your top players out. You know, we've got people, Roger Lloyd making his debut, Don Crosby, Logan, you know, lads that they're eager to play, and they showed that today for 80 minutes.
Sean Wayne has this no excuses mentality. It doesn't matter who fronts up in the 17, you've all got to do your job, and I think that shows when the young lads come through, they do the job.
It does. We've got a squad at Wigan. We've not just got a 17 we can put out. We can afford to lose people like Gazot, Harrison Hansen, Toussaint, Mossop. These are players who've been outstanding for us all year, and lads have slotted into place today and done an outstanding job.
Some pundits are now making this a one-horse race. Is it a one-horse race?
But certainly not. You know, there's a lot of games to play yet, and I think as a team we're confident, but we know there's, you know, you don't get anything for being top of the league halfway through.
And is there a danger that you might be peaking too soon? Is that possible?
No, we've not peaked yet.
Oh, look forward to seeing something better then. £100 for the charity of your choice. Sam, where will you send that for us?
Go to the special care baby unit at Wigan Hospital, and I'd just like to have a mate of mine's had a baby in there, and Kobe, and they've looked after him really well, so thanks for that.
Good on you, Sam. Thanks very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Sam Tompkins, and just a few words there that will strike fear through the heart of the other 13 Super League clubs. We haven't peaked yet. They've got pretty close to it here tonight, and what thoughts are going through Brian McDermott's mind at this moment in time? Remember what happened, of course, at Catalan Dragons last year, and they bounced back, finished 5th and won the title. That must seem light years away though now. Leeds, 2 tries from Ryan Hall, but Wigan, 2 from Thomas Lulawai. The opener from Jeff Lima, Liam Farrell, Sean O'Loughlin, George Carmont, Josh Charnley, Anthony Gelling, and at the end Brett Finch, and Josh Charnley added 7 goals. 50 points to 8 here. 34-30 tonight's other game at Salford. A fantastic win for the Salford City Reds against the Catalan Dragons. We're in round 16, of course, and it means that the Catalan Dragons have missed the chance to go above the Warrington Wolves. They will have a game in hand, of course, at the end of this weekend again. Wigan now are 3 points clear, and Salford, they're within 2 of the playoffs. Leeds hanging on in 7th, but that might change at the end of the weekend. Well, the lads are getting ready in the studio for Super League Extra Time. That's Brian and Barry and Terry. Barry having the makeup liberally applied. That's Super League full-time is coming on Sunday with all the tries, reaction and analysis from round 16. Other, of course, than the Bradford-Castleford game, which is on Monday. That's at 9 o'clock on Sunday. The Monday match, Bank Holiday Monday, we're at Odsal for the Bradford Bulls against the Castleford Tigers. 7:30 on Sky Sports 1 HD. That's your weekend of the Super League here on Sky Sports. Coming next, though, Super League Extra Time. I'll be talking to the coaches. I'm still thinking about what to say to Brian McDermott. I'll have to keep hold of Sean Wayne. He'll be on the ceiling. Press the red buttons for that. The Wigan fans aren't going home, but when they look at the papers in the morning, they'll find that the team's sitting pretty. 3 points clear at the top, and they were brilliant tonight.